Hi Stampers! Today I thought I would introduce you to my creative approach and how I am inspired. I'm Marilyn San Clemente with Stamp with Marilyn, and this is this week's Mojo Monday sketch. And my favorite way to come up with cards is to use a sketch. For some reason, sketches to me just, they tie the whole card together. What I like to do is I look at the sketch and then I choose a stamp set that I think fits into the focal image or the main image. In this case, I use the Tulips from the new Love is Kindness stamp set that's in the spring catalog. So I chose that as my focal image, and then the next thing I do is go with colors. So I like to choose a set of designer paper, and in this case I'm going to use 3 different pieces. And this strip is approximately half of the card, and I know the card is 4 1/4 inches wide, so I know that I want this strip to be approximately 2 inches and these other 2 strips to be approximately 1 inch wide. And that's how I go about my design process. So for this particular card that I made, which was the first card that I made with this sketch, I used the designer paper stack, and that was for the in colors. So I'm using Strawberry Slush, which is one of my favorite in colors, and I'm going to be very sorry to see it go. And what I've also done is this is the All A Bloom designer series paper stack that is in the large catalog, and I pulled out this piece from that. And this also has a lot of Strawberry Slush in it, and I use that to make this element, to just add some pop to the card since the rest of the card is Strawberry Slush. What I'm going to do now, when I show you how to make this card, I'm going to add a different element in it. So rather than this chevron stripe, I'm going to substitute this stripe of flowered designer paper from the All A Bloom stamp set. So I'm just going to put this together. And what I have here is a piece of Whisper White. I am a layers person. I really like layers on my cards. And I have a piece of Whisper White that is 1/4 inch smaller than my card front. My card front is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So my Whisper White is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So these pieces I have made 1/8 inch smaller just to get a nice narrow layer on that. So these pieces are 1 inch by 5 1/8 inch. And I'm going to use that for this one I want to use the reverse design because I've used the polka dots over here. So I'm just going to line this up. I am going to add this piece over top of that. So now I have my card front. So the next piece that I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my tulips from the Love is Kindness set, and I'm going to use Stays On ink because I am going to color in the tulips with a blender pen and some extra ink. So I'm going to stamp these tulips. You squeeze the ink pad and then open the ink pad, and you have this little puddle of color. And what I like to do when I'm shading is make the edge just a little bit darker. And remember that no 2 tulips are exactly the same. It's just like snowflakes. And if I want some stronger ink, I'm going to take that from the side there. Fill that in. And then the next piece I'm going to do is do the same. I'm going to use the Pear Pizzazz to color in the leaves. And when you're using a blender pen to clean off in between colors, and when you're all finished with a blender pen, what I do is I just scribble on my scrap sheet of paper, and the tips of the blender pen will become stained from the inks. But if the blender pen is running clear on the paper, as you can see it is now, then it's fine, and you can go ahead and switch your colors. So the next piece is I'm going to cut a circle. Okay, as you can tell from this sketch, there's 2 little banners that are underneath the circle. So I'm going to use this other side, the Daffodil Delight strip of cardstock, and I'm just going to angle the end to make the banner. And then I'm going to use this piece of white organza ribbon for my other side, and I want to make that about the same length, maybe just a tad longer. So I'm going to cut that with my ribbon scissors. So now I'm just going to put this whole thing together. I'm going to add a little bow to the bottom, and again, this is some strawberry slush, so this matches the color of the card and ties the whole thing together. Tie a regular bow, and I'm just going to trim this and then attach that with a glue dot to the bottom of my card. This is what my card looks like. Which card do you like best? Just leave a comment below, and if you'd like my idea, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So this is this week's Mojo Monday card on Tuesday, so I'm a day late, but better late than never. Take care, Stampers.